problems with Twitch. So I'm kind of curious to see if it's okay. Yeah, looks like everything's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Music should be playing. Cool. I like this brand. I get one often when I go myself. Especially playing soccer tonight. I'm gonna need the extra energy. So, yeah.
What we can do with any extra vegetables we have is even just kind of layer it in another jar and bring that with sauce.
That's true too.
Make it out to the sauce, you know, look nice.
Cool. All right. Well, we can go ahead and start.
Some herbs on top too, you know.
Yeah, that works too. I need to. Hang on. Is that right? 8 inches.
2 8x13, alright?
No, 8 by 3. Hey, what's up, Apollo? How are you? Seems small.
We're making biscotti
Yes.
and we're
This is preparation for.
marking our
Hey, what's up, Kate? How are you? I've been thinking about you. Wanted to send you a message, but I keep forgetting because, yeah,
this party.
it's already out. It's over here. So, yeah,
Those are the brothers.
yes. Hi. We are starting with some biscotti. So I drew two 8 by 13 rectangles,
8 by
or 8 by 3 rectangles with pencil. Pencil is key. And then we spray a sheet pan and put the pencil side down to get it to stick.
Don't use anything that's going to bleed through the
Yeah.
paper.
That's why you use. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Kate. I hope you're doing okay.
Spraying the sheet pan will help the paper stick, and making sure you put the pencil side down will make sure you don't poison yourself.
I mean, you're not gonna poison yourself with it.
Well, but, like,
it's just gross.
don't
and
eat
it
the
doesn't
lead.
look. Well, yeah, but I mean, like if you use pen too.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to get a better view of this, so you can see our two rectangles, and that's gonna give us a guide for when we lay out the dough, how to kind of shape it up.
I'm sorry you're not feeling well, but you're doing all right. You've had a nice, fun football day.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been busy around the house, but it's been pretty mellow for me.
Do you need weight or?
they're easier to clean.
They're not really the right thing.
Why not? It's the same.
Okay.
A cup of milk in that is a cup of milk in this.
I didn't think so.
A
Isn't it
cup
liquid
of-
and dry, not the same?
That's if you're doing ounces and like that kind of stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. A cup is a cup is a cup.
Oh.
I mean, we can even do an experiment right now. Hey, what's up, Delirious? This is a cup.
Well, we survived.
And it's...
Well, I've been making my life complicated.
That's no surprise. Whoop. Can she
Yeah, I
have
don't-
lines?
One won't kill her, but they're
Hey.
not ideal for dogs.
Hey, give me that. Come here.
She's alright.
Give me it.
Yeah.
Give me
Nuts aren't very good for dogs. She's a big dog though, so it's okay. But
I'm sorry.
yeah, don't let a little dog have nuts.
Okay, so these are just natural plain almonds with their skin. I'm gonna quickly toast these just on the stovetop.
So they're raw.
Yeah, they're raw. Kimbo is very mad now.
Why are you putting them over there? There you go. Hey, that's for you.
Oh, you threw it on the ground, Kate. That's not good. No, the almonds are for some biscotti that we're gonna make.
Although I have had, I guess I've had like walnuts on pizza.
Yeah, I've had like walnuts.
Almonds on pizza. Maybe hazelnut.
What's that?
Maybe hazelnut.
Maybe.
Um,
So, cool. Okay, that's right. I remember this. And since this is gonna bake within the cookie itself, we don't have to toast them too crazy right now because they're gonna continue to cook while they're in the biscotti.
it just helps, like, when you toast them, you cook the oils a little bit. It helps make the flavor a little more rich.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
bringing the oils that are inside up to the surface, and it does help provide some better flavor.
Probably too makes the cookie a better texture.
Yeah, if you used them raw, they wouldn't cook enough, and they would be very firm still, which is not ideal for.
Well, not as even of a texture either.
Yeah, they would cook unevenly as they go. So no almonds on pizza.
I would try it. Not with what we're putting on it today, but like with this white pizza with spinach and stuff, it doesn't sound bad to me.
Yeah. Or something like pesto has pine nuts in
Yeah,
it, so
exactly.
that would probably be okay. But yeah.
Yeah, we're making a pretty. Let me finish too.
This is not a social eating stream.
Hungry. Sorry, Lily. We're making pretty traditional pizza today. I'm gonna make a red sauce. You would use either for pizza or for pasta. And then we've got some mushrooms and artichokes, olives, onion. Just like pretty old school style pizza. It's a 15th anniversary of 9/11 today, so we're doing kind of an homage to New York.
Yeah.
And making some pizza.
Hey, what's up, Doug? Oh, what are you making, Kate? Yeah, Kimbo's very, let's see.
There she is.
You can see her stretched out, kind of pissed off at me still. I also trimmed her nails today, which she really hates.
And she's been like cranky since this morning. She was mad that we tried to sleep in. She's been mad that you've been doing house chores and I'm not playing with her.
Fake turkey with a vegetable medley. Oh, interesting. Like
Tofurkey?
That's what I would assume, but like in a saute pan, or how are you cooking it?
I did enjoy that game, although I only got to watch little snippets. It was still... what I got to see was pretty good.
So we're gonna put the majority of these in here and retain probably about a quarter of a cup, a half a cup.
Probably drinking from one of my Packers cups and wearing a Packers shirt today. But have not gone outside in my Packers clothing.
That is my wife, so not my girlfriend. But yes, hello, welcome to the stream. I'm actually going to mute us because I'm going to turn the food processor on. It's going to be really loud. Baking the turkey. It's a Gardein brand. Oh, yeah. Tofurkey freaks you out because of the name. Okay.
Perdido en el siglo XX. ¿Cuándo llegaré? ¿Cuándo llegaré? ¿Cuándo rumbo al 21? ¿Cuándo llegaré? Me llaman el desaparecido. ¿Cuándo perdido en el siglo? ¿Cuándo llegaré? ¿Cuándo llegaré? Me llaman el desaparecido.
All right, so what we were doing there is just pulsing these to try and get some nice chunks on them. We don't want to fully grate them because we want there to be a decent texture going through the various cookies.
And you can smell that the almonds have been toasted after they pulverize like that. They've got that nice roasted smell.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to put these in a bowl to kind of put them on the side for a little bit. Okay. And then the other bit that we still had, we're going to go ahead and put in. Well, thanks for that follow. I appreciate that. And yeah, Thug, I had some of the jam. Oh, thank you. I had some of the jam with the just with some toast, a little bit of butter. It was really good. So, yeah. For those who didn't see, Mr. Thug sent me 2 different kinds of jam. I had some of this one, the peach jalapeno, and this is mango jalapeno. his mom used to make some jellies and jams and different things. He was kind enough to send some. So yeah, it was very good. And I'm going to use them in something that we cook, not today, but in a stream soon. And then I'd also like to try and replicate the recipes to make them at some point. I'm going to mute it again. This one I'm going to grind a little bit longer because I want to turn this really into almost like a fine powder, almost like almond flour. But since it still has the skins on it, it won't get as fine as an almond flour. So, be right back. It is 4:30 at our house right now. Okay, so got this. We're gonna add in some flour. How much flour? A cup and 3/4. Not sure if we have enough. Hi, can you move? Thank you. I know, Thug, but I want, like, your recipe.
That's part of the good thing with like family recipes is passing on the tradition. Unless you like hold them secret and they are secret family recipes.
True.
Which is also okay. I think Kimbo likes the smell of the almonds.
Yeah, the toasted almonds are making her happy. There we go. So we're gonna add in the flour right into the food processor. What's great about this recipe too is we are able to do it all in the food processor. Thank you. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So this is gonna act as part of our leavening agent.
Salt of it.
Baking powder. Ah, thank you. So 2 teaspoons baking powder, and then some salt. Okay, so this is going to be all of our dry ingredients. So we want to just kind of pulse this together to get it to mix. So going on mute again. Be right back. So as part of that too, Kimbo was barking, so that was actually good timing for us to be on mute. And then we're gonna put all of this together in another bowl.
So you're done with this?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
So this will be our dries.
Sort that out.
Sure. Yeah, thank you. Oh yeah, Kimbo's very sassy. I assume you can hear her.
She keeps thinking there's somebody at the door. It's like the banging and things around. She's very upset. She's mad she hasn't had a job today.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so next up, we are gonna take some eggs.
I don't know where you put the eggs.
Oh, they're over here. Just put them right on in. Welcome back, Thug.
I would recommend putting them in a bowl and then pouring them in, particularly since you've got a blade in there.
Yeah.
But
That is probably a good call.
he does his own thing. He's also less likely to get shell in there than I am.
And less likely to cut myself.
Yes, that's true too. So,
All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna incorporate quite a bit of air into these. So this is gonna need to go for probably a good minute or two on a pretty high setting, but we're looking for the eggs to increase in volume. We're trying to whip in a lot of different, it should still, well, maybe it won't actually. Come on, jackass. There it goes. So I'm gonna go on mute, but I'll be in chat if typing and whatnot.
In Mount Zion, it rules all creation. Yeah, we're jamming. Pop Chihuahua war, we're jamming. See, I wanna jam it with you. We're jamming. And jam down, hope you're jamming too. Jah knows how much you've tried. The truth again is high. To keep you satisfied. True love I know exists is the love I can't resist. So stand by my side. We're jamming. I wanna jam it with you. We're jamming, 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 we're jamming. Hope you like jamming too. We're jamming, we're jamming, we're jamming, we're jamming. I wanna jam with you now. We're jamming, we're jamming. Hope you like jamming too. And I hope you like jamming. I hope you like jamming. 'Cause I wanna jam with you. I hope you like jamming too. I wanna jam it. Don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing gonna be alright. Rise up this morning.
Okay, so I'm not sure if you could see while that was going, but essentially we've about doubled in size what everything. Oh yeah, I love banana bread. We've about doubled in size our eggs, and we've incorporated a lot of air. They've lightened in color, so that's how you know the air is incorporating into them really well.
They're almost the same color as like this cream colored mug here.
Yeah, whereas they were quite yellow previously. So now we're gonna go ahead and add in our sugar. I did a mix, primarily brown sugar and then some cane sugar as well.
You could use all white granulated sugar if you wanted. We just like that extra flavor from the brown sugar.
Just gonna pulse this for a minute.
With the rising sun, 3 little birds fix by my doorstep.
And now I'm gonna add in, I've got 4 tablespoons of melted butter and then almond extract, and vanilla extract as well. Hmm?
Worry about nothing more, every little thing gonna be alright. Don't worry, singing don't worry.
All right, and that is it for our wet ingredients. So I can grab, so we had our dry ingredients. We are going to start adding in, I'm going to do a little bit of coconut in here as well. This is unsweetened coconut, so I'm not going to use a ton of it, just a little bit to give it some extra flavor and texture.
It's a good way, like we have this on hand, it's a good way to kind of use up stuff that we have in our pantry.
The almonds. So the more coarsely chopped almonds. Yeah, I'm a fan of coconut. And then our wet ingredients. You can kind of spoon all this out with a spatula. Make sure you get all that goodness, because part of the wet ingredients is the sugar. Make sure you get all of that sugar.
Yeah, often sugar is considered a wet ingredient because it dissolves.
And it's often whipped with butter, which butter is always considered a wet. Okay. So we're done with this. I'm going to move this guy. And then we're just going to stir it with a spatula to combine.
It's going to make a pretty thick dough.
Yeah, it's kind of a lot of dry ingredients to not a ton of wet ingredients. So it's going to be pretty dry. But biscotti is typically quite dry.
Yeah,
Oh, hey, what's up?
It's a dense cookie. And biscotti, the literal translation is twice cooked. The bi meaning two, and then scotti meaning cooked. So you will see that we do like a two procedure baking process.
Yeah.
And that's part of why it's such a dense dough, is it needs to hold its shape throughout both processes.
That's why it's such a good dunking cookie.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird that sugar would be considered a wet ingredient, but welcome, Miss Shelby. She is an awesome Smite and Overwatch streamer. If you do not know of her, please follow her. She is a great streamer and a very kind person. So, this is kind of getting to where we want it to be. It is, trying to get it in the center, but it's quite thick and malleable. So now,
Sugar is primarily made of water and carbon, though.
Can you see the little rectangles on here? Kind of here. So we've got a sheet pan. For those of you who are kind of recently in, we drew these 8-inch by 3-inch rectangles on here in pencil, and then we flip it over, spray the sheet pan, and then that gets this to stick to it. This is parchment paper. So we're gonna kind of split this batter in half. We're gonna kind of use these as a guide to make the cookies. And then we're going to...
Do you want to look in the wet of water so you can shape it?
No, that's what the cooking spray is for with a spatula.
Got it.
But I will need an egg wash. Can you gather that for
The
me?
whole egg or just the white?
Just the white, preferably, but if it ends up cracking, so be it. So, just gonna try and divide this in half the best we can. It's very almondy.
Can you hand me a little cup so I can
Yeah. There you go. Okay. All right. So now we're going to kind of form these into rectangles of some sort. It is best, actually, I have floured hands for this part. The flour's still up here.
It's on the dining table.
Okay.
So he's just getting a little bit of flour to get on his hands in order to form these. And I put an egg white in this bowl with a little bit of water, and I'm whisking it together. And we'll paint the top of these essentially with this. Which will give it a nice shine. Is there any other function other than that?
Not really. I mean, it gives it that nice golden color.
Plus it probably helps hold it together a little bit too.
Yeah. Yeah, how is everybody doing on this Sunday? Not sure how many football fans there are out there, but we both watched, well, I watched more than she did today. She was studying, but
Yeah, it wasn't out of lack of desire.
yeah. So the reason you want to get these relatively even with each other too is you want them to bake evenly. If one is way thicker than the other, you're going to have some trouble getting, like one's going to finish a little bit sooner than the other.
Mm-hmm. And that's the advantage of drawing the squares. I mean, you may have already said that you don't want to go through that process.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of an optional thing, but yeah, Thug does not understand sports. He doesn't like sports. And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Biscotti did homework all day today and all day yesterday.
Yeah, it was lots of fun.
Do you know where the spray is?
I think I put it away. No, I didn't put it away because it was still out. Yeah, I have 2 big tests this week. So that's my life for the next few days.
So this is just going to help smooth it out. You can see the texture's starting to change a little bit. It's going from that kind of
Gravelly.
yeah, that's a good word for it. From all the almond pieces into being a little bit more smooth. Hey, thanks for that host, Luke. Appreciate that. How are you doing, my man? Yeah. Should be good. Oh, I already sprayed that shit. But you can see the difference of the textures. This one's all nice and smooth, whereas this one's all kind of gravelly. Almost looks like oatmeal a little bit.
Especially with the coconut too.
Yeah, exactly. The coconut and the almond kind of together will create that. Yes. No, this is not a giant Rice Krispie. It is a hunk of biscotti, which I am named after. Kind of my gamer tag and Twitch handle.
You're a hunk of biscotti.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. So she at least approves of the. Hey, what's up, Nick?
Your pasty brush?
Yeah.
Should we try to salt cure the egg yolk?
Sure.
I don't really know what we do. You just pour salt on it.
Speaking of salt, where is the salt? Okay.
Hi. You done with the flour?
I believe so.
Oh, I guess we might need it for
We'll need it for the pizza dough. So this is just an egg white. I added a little bit of salt to it. We're just going to put this right on top, kind of around the sides. And this will just give it that nice kind of sheer to it as it cooks. Hi. Oh yeah, there's Kimbo's face. It's really dark in here, I'm sorry, because we've got like crazy backlight from the outside, so it's kind of hard to see us right now. I'm sorry.
a lot of clouds right now, so it's real
Yeah, it's just
bright.
kind of a pain in the ass. Okay, so we've got our biscotti. This is going to go in a 325-degree oven and hang out in there for about half an hour.
Yeah. And this will be the first cooking session for those. They'll then come out, we'll have to slice them, and then they'll go back in.
So, while that is going on, we are going to make kind of like a homemade red sauce. That's going to be the base for our pizza. So we're going to make some extra, kind of to that point that you can see in there. We're going to bring some of the extra sauce and one of the big logs of biscotti to a local fire department to thank them for their service on, know that 9/11 is not an easy day for them. So yeah, just try and do something kind of special, a little bit different than just making food and then cramming it in our face holes.
We're old enough to remember 9/11.
Yeah, we both were in college when 9/11 happened, so it is, I remember it very well still. I was actually working at a pizza place when it happened, so yeah, kind of interesting. I know most of you are quite a bit younger and probably were in, I assume, grade school of some sort. But yeah, it's very vivid memory for me. It actually got me to study what I studied in college before I went to culinary school. I was a sophomore when it happened, or junior. The summer between sophomore and, or no, it was right before junior year started.
Yeah.
Because school hadn't started quite yet. So I was working, like I said, at the pizza place, but I was kind of undecided what I wanted to do with my college major. And when that happened, I decided to start studying international politics because I was so interested in kind of what the hell happened. So yeah, that's, hey, welcome, Anthony.
And we had just, that year prior, participated in our first presidential election.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, crazy time.
Which was a pretty crazy presidential election. Although now.
Yeah.
Little did we know what crazy
Oh, fucking Thug. Thug was 2 years old.
2?
He's 16 or 17. Thug always makes us feel quite old. Yeah, he could be our child.
You were 2. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, so he's 17.
Oh man.
Yeah. It's yeah. He's laughing at us.
Yeah. You were 2, and we were fascinated by a thing called Ethernet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that we had an Ethernet cable, and that was like such a big deal.
And Napster. Metallica was so angry.
Oh God. So, because actually, we're gonna start with the
Sofrito.
the sofrito.
I can get that cooking while you do it.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna start with it's called a sofrito base. So that is a mix of onion, celery, and carrot.
Sometimes bell pepper.
Sometimes. So there's also this notion around these different base ingredients for a lot of things. The kind of holy trinity of French cooking. It's mirepoix. It's a mix of these 3 ingredients as well, usually in equal portions, or a 2-part onion to 1 part celery and carrot. The
Creole.
And then there's the Creole version of it, which Emerald is famously always using, where you substitute out the celery and add in green bell pepper. It doesn't have to be green, but it's typically green to replace the green of the
And
celery.
that's called the Holy Trinity.
Yeah, and that is called the Holy Trinity within Creole cooking.
Yeah. With the sofrito, we will add garlic as well, but that doesn't
Yeah.
go in at the same time because it will burn.
Yeah, this sweats out for a little while before everything else.
You also generally chop a sofrito more finely than you do a mirepoix or Trinity. Those are generally like a dice, and you sweat it out, but a sofrito is generally a little bit finer of a chop or mince, and you really want to get like a caramelization to those edges, which is why you chop it finer. And it cooks down into the sauce or the soup or whatever you're making, and it almost acts like a thickener as well. So it's a different purpose for why you're using it. You even will kind of separate some of the ingredients and make some that are, larger dice, and then some that are the sofrito, so they act as separate ingredients in Italian cooking.
So I'm going to try and cut this quite small. So you can see we're getting these little tiny pieces of onion, and that's what I'm going for. Because we don't want big hunks of onion in the sauce. But it's going to impart a lot of flavor. Yeah, Luke is in a very different time zone than all of us. And I saw somebody ask, I think it was Nick, if we watched the Packer game today. I did. She was studying during it.
I got to see some bits and pieces, but I kind of it's tough. to make that decision. Wow.
So I was giving her updates of like when things are happening. I'd yell for her to run up.
Get that going, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, new tattoo is healing quite well, thank you. You can kind of see, again, the lighting is just shit in here right now. But yeah, so it's got the blade that kind of goes behind it, and then the gathering of the herbs here. It's hard to see, but it even does really have the waves of steel that my traditional knife has. So like the knife that I used when I was working in professional kitchens, you know, has those waves of grain. So she was able to capture that in the design. So that was kind of cool.
Thank you for not saying
Yeah. So next up, we'll work with the celery. And so something I did with the celery that is done a lot of times in professional kitchens that's a skipped step in just like regular home preparation. I actually peeled the celery with a peeler, much like you would a carrot. And what happens is you get some of this outer layer of kind of this stringiness to it. There's a lot of fibers that run through the outside of the celery, whereas the inside isn't quite as fibrous. So by peeling away that outer layer, it just makes it a much smoother product to work with.
You can put the peel in water even, and it flavors the water. It's nice.
And again, I want to cut this pretty small. Why aren't you allowed tattoos, Nick? Or, Luke? Yeah, definitely make sure you know what you're getting you're really going to like.
What?
Just people who don't have tattoos yet that want them.
Oh.
Like, that is important. Because yeah, get a giant kappa. Or is that for me? I don't know who that's directed at. Oh shit, I didn't know that happened, Luke. That's crazy. Well, I hope that your health continues to improve and that was helpful. He had a kidney transplant, and
wow.
so he can't have. I'll be right back.
Well, that would be a reason. Yeah. Parents are always an issue too, but
Oh, yeah, my first tattoo, I still remember. So here's a good tip of how to, what does Frank call it in Sunny when you like drop the bomb and then soften the blow or something?
I don't remember.
Okay, so there's this like business tactic of like making something really bad, so then when you actually give bad news, it doesn't seem as bad. So, dude, that's crazy, Luke. Well, I hope you continue to get better. So, what I did, my mom told me when I was a kid that if I ever got a tattoo, because I always liked tattoos and art and whatnot, that if I ever got one, she had these long natural nails. She said if I ever got one, she would scratch it off of me with her nails. So that definitely scared me. And I got one, and my first one was on my back. And so when I came home and told her about it, we were together, weren't we? We had just
Yeah, but
started
not for
dating.
very long.
Yeah, so we had just started dating, so we were like 21, 22, 22, I think.
I don't know if I know this story.
Yeah, so
So I can see where it's going. I don't
Yeah.
think I know this.
yeah, so when I went to tell her, I wrote out this whole note so I would like stay on task, and I basically made her think that I got Mrs. Biscotti, which we had just started dating, got her pregnant.
Oh man, no, I did not know that. God,
So,
jeez.
that way, when I actually told her I got a tattoo, she was so relieved that's all it was, she didn't even care anymore. So, life
Did she
advice.
think I was part of this?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I didn't know this until now.
Well, I'm glad to hear you're okay, Luke. And yeah, Thug, that would be a good tattoo to get. That's what really got me going on my next tattoos. So my first one I didn't really like all that much. I'm actually glad it's on my back because I don't have to see it very often. It's just my name, my last name, with the Italian flag colors kind of going through it. But when my mom was ill, I started getting, so my whole left arm, I know it's hard to see again in this light, but my whole left arm, minus my newest piece, is for my mom.
That's somewhat dedicated to her.
Yeah, I mean, she's what really inspired me to become a chef, so. Hey, what's up, Sabers? How are you? Welcome to the stream. We're in here talking about tattoos and various things. Kind of odd topic, but just checking the time on the biscotti. Yeah. You want the celery?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm just gonna dump this right in the pan that Mrs. Biscotti's using to sweat the onion. I'm doing quite well. Watched a lot of football today. Two is the simplified kanji for bubbling back. Oh, well that's, yeah. So any kind of meaningful piece like that where it's something important in your life and a loved one, I'm glad your mom is okay with that, and I'm sorry to hear that happened. That's happy because I know that you're relatively young too, so to lose a loved one that young is not easy. Hey Venom, welcome to the stream. Trying to think how to cut this in the best way possible without it taking forever. I don't want you guys just sitting here watching me cut. I should have. Yeah. So, you could have shredded this, but I was dumb and decided to start chopping and then got this far and now we're here, so.
I started rewriting them like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 9 minutes.
Okay. Where was I on 9/11? I was in college in California, um, and I was asleep, but was awakened by one of my roommates. And we turned on the TV, saw what was happening. It was pretty crazy. Went to work because it was technically still the summer for me. My classes had not started yet. And at the time, I was working in a pizza shop. And we hosted a lot of the local like fire and police departments because they were obviously very stressed out. And so that's kind of what inspired us to do this stream tonight. Kind of doing some New York style, at least ingredients and preparations of things. And then we're going to bring some of the extras that we make to our local fire department. Because we know it can't be the easiest of day for them. So, yeah. Hey, thanks for that host, Shelby. I do appreciate. So, I'm just going to continue to kind of give these a rough chop. This is probably about as small as they're going to get, though.
Fine. We like the texture of the carrots. They
Yeah.
add a little bit of sweetness to the sauce also.
Whatever. Good enough. This goes right in with the other vegetables that are on the stovetop. All right. Hey, later, Thug. Sorry, you might already be gone, but I miss seeing that. So for the tomatoes, I tend to like to use a tournée knife to kind of get in there and get that top part out. Just allows me to maximize having the majority of the tomato to still work with without cutting out too much of the ugly stuff. And then if Kimbo comes back, we will feed these to her because she really likes tomatoes. Kimby! I think she's sleeping on our bed, so she might not be bothered. And if it's kind of out of tomato season, you could absolutely use canned tomatoes, but since we're kind of nearing the end of tomato season and we wanted to still get some fresh ones, it's kind of like, might as well use them while we still got them, you know?
There's about 8 to 10 whole tomatoes and 1 28 ounce.
Okay, so there's 8 to 10 whole tomatoes in a 28 ounce can. which we're using 7 tomatoes. But again, tomatoes are kind of vary in sizes.
Yeah, those are pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, these are a little bit larger. You know,
That's like
Roma,
Roma.
yeah, Roma tomatoes are kind of the more classical one, but the ones they did have did not look all that good, so I went with these. They were still on the vine. So I felt like this was my best choice. So what I'm going to do to start is I'm going to just quarter these. I'm going to get rid of some of the seeds in the inner liquid because there's still a ton of liquid in this outer membrane that we want to essentially sweat out to make our sauce. This is going to be a little bit more rustic because of that, which I like. It kind of provides a chunkier sauce, a little bit heartier, and since we're not putting any meat in it, that would be kind of desirable to us, is to have, you know, it not just be a totally pureed to all hell sauce that you normally get. This will have some texture to it, some crunch from the carrot, and then a lot of the flavors from those ingredients. So I'm just going to kind of de-seed these. And there's still a ton of moisture in this piece of the tomato with getting rid of all this other stuff. Okay. So the first round of biscotti is getting kind of close. Hey, what's up, Drift? Thanks for the heads up. I will... Well, is that just for you because you're in future land, or is that for me too? And now he lives in Australia where stuff gets released like a day ahead of time. Because it already is Monday there, so. He likes to throw it in our faces that he gets everything early.
There's something. Shit. We talked about Australia in my chemistry class the other day, and I was going to ask you something.
Okay.
And I can't remember what it was.
Well, I can't really help then.
I know. There was something about like these. Animals or. Shit.
Well, Drift, Mrs. Biscotti apparently has a question for Australia, but cannot remember it, so.
We talked about it in my chemistry class. It was super cool, and I now can't remember it. But my class is at 8 a.m. on Friday mornings, and so...
And we had gone to the football game on Thursday night, so she was even, like, extra
Yeah.
tired. Hey, Bad Luck Pupper. Thanks for that host. I saw you sneak in here. Appreciate that.
Maybe something with, like, dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs. Quite
Maybe it has
possibly.
something to do with the dinosaurs. I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
I don't even know how much they can even hear you, so
Yeah.
you're kind of ranting to yourself over there. She's talking about dinosaurs in Australia. Hey, what's up, Omar? Thanks for that follow.
I'm so mush right now. My brain feels like the vegetables on the screen.
Oh, there she is. Come here.
Got 30 seconds.
Okay.
I'm just gonna clear it.
I don't know if you can see her all that well with the bad lighting, but I'm just gonna let it go for another 5. It needs to burn a little bit more. Okay, needs just like a couple more minutes because we want it to be firm enough that as it cools, it's gonna kind of crispen up, and we're gonna slice it, rotate it, and then cook it a second time. Oh, there it is. Oh. Oh, she knows all about Manuka, honey. She's all about that. Yeah, it's literally on our list of things to purchase, yes. As Anthony would say, purchase.
We shall purchase it.
So I'm just giving these tomatoes a rough chop, mainly to kind of cut the skin into smaller segments. In a more fancy, like if this was a fine dining restaurant, we would have to blanch these and then peel them because tomato peel is not used in fine dining. But,
Latte.
what's that?
Peeled whole tomato.
Oh. But yeah, usually you would peel them, but I kind of like the skin as long as it's not like a big ass piece of it. So I feel like there's so much light coming in back here that
Wanda would be very upset.
yeah, Wanda would be very upset right now. She would be not having this lighting.
Or that grandma.
So, it's funny, I was telling Tick, because he's, you know, a copywriter. It's like, I need to not be so lazy when I type to him, because I know it probably just makes him cringe when I'm...
I forgot. Forget about him.
Yeah.
I noticed that when he made the banner, how everything was in proper
Yeah.
like, formatting and grammar. I appreciated it very much.
Yeah, just with his, you know, he is an art director first, but he's also had to be a copywriter for jobs, so
That's very valuable.
yeah.
It's like Noelle, as talented as she is artistically,
Mm-hmm.
is a nightmare when it comes to grammar. Part of it is that she knows so many languages, so that it just kind of gets all mushed up in her head, you know?
Yeah, no politics in here, Ross, please.
So that I think is the biggest issue, which makes sense. Then we'll all get confused when you know 4
Yeah.
or 5 languages.
Oh yeah, is that right? Amazing? Well, congrats. So we're gonna add the tomatoes right on in. And we want that liquid to start kind of coming out of the tomatoes to really start creating a sauce at this point now.
What about the ground bit?
Yeah.
Can you explain that to the
Sure. So there's also some nice brown bits kind of getting picked up from all that liquid as well because we were roasting off that the sofrito. So that's leaving behind some really good caramelization. So to kind of speed up this process too, you can also add in a bit of alcohol, wine typically.
vinegar too?
Yeah, vinegar works too, but do you just want to do vinegar so you don't want wine?
No, definitely.
Do you have it in the fridge or is it out?
Actually, that was fine.
So we're just gonna add in. Can I just finish this off?
Yeah.
Some wine, some white wine. You could use any kind of wine. Red wine is actually probably a little bit better for this with the tomatoes and the acid, but much like most things, for alcohol, cook with something that you would drink. Don't get some really cheap shit to substitute because you're still going to be consuming it. So preferably, again, something that is good enough for you to drink is good enough to cook with. Can you move this? Thank you. Keep going. Okay, so our first round of the biscotti is actually looking pretty good now. So I'm gonna leave this out. Leave this out. It needs to cool off for a little bit. I'm right behind you. So, over here. It needs to cool off for a little bit. That'll continue to kind of firm up that texture, and then we'll slice them, preferably with a serrated knife. That'll cut through that dough very cleanly. You're not going to crush it at all that way. You want to kind of keep that that piece out. Oh yeah. Well, that's the whole point. Is like now this can cool while this is cooking.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like,
And then-
you want to start
Yeah, no, I'm going to. So, oh yeah, no, I'm not doing ham and pineapple on this one.
Oh god, that should never happen.
I don't know if you could hear Mrs. Biscotti, but she said, "Oh God, that should never happen on a pizza." Nick likes it that way. Childish gringo coming in with the. Yeah, she does agree. Yeah, so we're going to be doing some cremini mushroom, some green bell pepper, some red onion, some black olive, and some artichoke hearts. So kind of like a mix of vegetables, basically a vegetarian style pizza, but with like all of our favorite vegetables. Yeah, Mrs. Biscotti thought Gingino was gringo for like the first month that we streamed. And with the homemade sauce, that's gonna really be kind of the key ingredient to it. So we don't want to overdo it with a bunch of, like, even though it is a lot of vegetables going on it, that homemade sauce is really gonna shine through all that. If we were to put a bunch of meat, like a sausage or a pepperoni on it, that could actually get in the way of the flavor of the sauce. So we want it to be kind of a more natural pizza. Oh yeah, I would do some jalapeno on it. Mrs. Biscotti is not the biggest spice person, but
I
we'll.
just put some red pepper flakes in
She's gonna say we'll at least do some red pepper flakes in it, and then maybe even some sriracha on top.
it. Your sauce today,
What's that?
I want to see your sauce.
Oh yeah. So today's socks, they'll be better on the other side. They're kind of just a bunch of stripes. It's like tiger stripes with blue, orange, yellow, white, black, all sorts of stuff. Again, with the lighting, once we turn the camera to the other side, I think you'll be able to see them a lot better. Hey, what's up, Polo? Thanks for stopping by. Oh yeah, you went to Chili's? How was that? I think.
No, there's a little bowl.
True. I can use this for that. It's just white onion that's in there. So. Yeah, sock game is very important to me, Omar. You'll learn that being in here. As a short, bald man, I try and get people to look as far away from my head as possible. So shoe game and sock game, always on point. Oh, you need some garlic, huh?
Yeah. Not immediately,
Oh, I thought I had that. What is it? Maybe. Yeah, I think it's emotes. Yeah, there it is. Ooh, those onions getting in my eyes. Woo. Fuck. Oh man. Oh yeah, shoe game, very important. Yeah, exactly. I know the pizza's just going to be this magical, so I'm already crying about it. I need to blow my nose, so I'm going to go do that, wash my hands, and I'll be right back.
So sexy. Put a whole bunch of garlic. I'm gonna go on top of the pizza. I'm also gonna put some in the red sauce that's on the stove. I've got some red onions that are ready. We also need the mushrooms, green peppers, and some herbs.
Mm-hmm. I have some Reebok pumps. I have a like brown, dark red, and like cream color cutaway. Huh? Good job. I did? Oh, well, I had my eyes closed. So. Well, I mean, yeah. What's up? Sorry. No. Do you want some of it? Maybe do some broth? I'd rather do broth than liquid. Or maybe tomato liquid. No? Okay. Well, it's in here with some of the other stuff. Yeah. We also have the paste that we need to add. Oh, sorry. Turning the camera. All right, later, Luke. Thanks for hanging out. I was gonna also. I was gonna mash it with potato masher. That helps push out. We gotta be careful. This is usually what I do. So I'm just on the side, you can't see, using a potato masher to kind of squeeze out that extra liquid from the tomatoes to start getting the sauce to be the right consistency. Huh? What? What? Say it.
Should we
Hey, what's up, M Slug? Thanks for hanging out. Hey, what's up, Jaded? Thanks for that host and the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome, everyone. I am streaming food and not video games, so hope you all enjoy watching some food. Solar Mom, thank you for that follow. I do appreciate it. If I miss anyone that is new and following, I apologize in advance because I'm chopping and would prefer to keep my fingertips, so I'm not looking at the screen constantly. So we're just kind of arranging some of our toppings for the pizza right now. The sauce is being cooked off on the side. Mr. Senpai, thank you for that follow. Oh, I know. I think most people like food, but it is, if you're coming to Twitch to watch video games, I don't want you to be disappointed by seeing a food streamer. That's all. So yeah, for anyone that was in my stream previously and doesn't know, Jaded's is an awesome streamer, very friendly person. Please give her a follow as well. Obviously, she's awesome because she's bringing all of her awesome people to me. Yes, thank you everyone for coming and hanging out. If you like food streams, please hit that follow button. And again, I do apologize if I don't see your name because I am not always looking at my screen. Good if you can eat before coming into this stream because I promise I will make you hungry. Well, that's the best. If you can eat while this is going on, that's even better. Hey Jane, what's up? Welcome to the stream. So we've got some bell peppers, some onion, some mushrooms. Hey, what's up, Dooms? How are you? Mrs. Biscotti's on the other side working on the sauce. Dr. Chris, thank you for that follow. I do appreciate it. And thank you, Jaded. Again, this is very nice of you. How was your stream today? How was How was your Sunday fun day? It's looking good now? Cool. Mrs. Biscotti was criticizing me, saying that my sauce was a bit on the dry side, so we added a little bit of broth to it, and then so I used the masher on it, and then, here, I'll even bring the smaller camera, so you can kind of see what's going on with
I
it.
add a little more liquid, but we got some tomato paste.
Did you add some already? I would add a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then for those of you who are new to the stream, that's Mrs. Biscotti. I'm not sure if that's, I mean, I can't see the camera,
I'll come
so
over here.
yeah, she'll come over and say hello at some point. There she is. Sorry. This little camera's kind of hard to operate, so yeah. Okay, sorry, I'm way behind on chat. So, do I only do food shows? I would say 98% of my streams are food. Oh, you played 3 different shooters. Oh, you were gonna play 3 different shooters, but ended up playing Overwatch all day? Overwatch is hype. Yeah, to be honest, you don't really want to watch me play video games. I am bad at video games. Are you new to Overwatch, Jade? Because we have a couple of Overwatch players in here that could give you some guidance on heroes or map knowledge, things like that, if you're looking for that. But yeah, again, you don't want to watch me play video games. It would be extremely boring because I am bad. How am I chopping like that, not looking? Oh, just, I worked in a professional kitchen for long enough that my knife is like an extension of my hand. I know where it is at all times, so I don't really have to worry too much. I mean, I'll still cut myself from time to time. I try not to, obviously, but it happens. Yeah, it's just practice, repetition. So I'm gonna work with some basil now. So this is, God, the lighting is just so bad. Here, let me see, is it better down here? A little bit, not really. So these little center parts are really pretty. So if you basically take off all the big leaves that you want to work with for, the actual cooking, and you leave yourself kind of this nice little centerpiece. If you put this in some cold water, it blooms and it's really pretty. Oh my God, you guys are awesome. I can't keep up with chat at all, so I'm sorry in advance. Yeah, no, you're fine. Oh, your mom cut off part of her finger once? Yeah, the very first day of culinary school, a guy in my class chopped off about half an inch of his middle finger.
Oh.
Like just lopped off the top of it. So, most people have their middle finger extends a little bit higher. It got knocked down to about where his ring finger was.
Ooh.
So basically lost that piece of his finger.
He still stayed in school?
No. He did not come back. He took that as a sign that he would not be a
He's
good...
not meant to be a chef.
Yeah. So I'm just going to give these a quick wash.
I remember the time we were dating and I had to call you to come over because I almost passed out when I cut my thumb chopping garlic.
Mm-hmm. I cut myself once really bad in an exam. Yeah, so with an onion, I was doing the sideways cuts, and I was coming into it, and I just went straight into my thumb. Oh, it went basically lengthwise down my thumb. It was bad. It was in the middle of an exam. It was like, oh my God. And so I still prepared all my food and was in a lot of pain and bandaged up the best I could. But my chef instructor wouldn't even eat the food because she was worried there was blood in it, which fair enough for her. But still gave me a passing grade on it based on presentation, and she could tell it was cooked properly and all that stuff. But
Well, you still powered through.
yeah. Also, so this is a cut called a chiffonade. So what I did, sorry, I should have shown that, is I took all the leaves and kind of stacked them on top of one another to make like a little gathering. And then you just roll it up like a blunt to get a roll, and then you cut across it horizontally, and it makes these pretty like strips almost.
Yeah, that's one of the most dangerous ways to cut yourself is reaching into soapy water.
And it's called a chiffonade, and so it makes these really nice leafy long strips of basil.
Means ribbon.
Yes, it means ribbon. Uh-oh. Zane says he's gonna unfollow because you're wearing a Packer shirt.
I'm sorry.
And Dr. Chris, yes, it is a small kitchen, but it's a two-sided kitchen.
Yeah, so I have been over on
Yeah,
that side.
so this is like our prep side with the sink and all of our ingredients. And then on this side, we have our burners, our oven, and then another little prep space in the back. So between the two, we make it work. But yeah, just this side, definitely
Yeah, would
on
not
the
work.
small side. Yeah. But it's got lots of counter space, which I like. So should we add this to the sauce?
Sure.
So I'm just going to add this into the sauce. Okay, you added some of the garlic?
Yes.
Cool. All right. Oh, the biscotti.
Yeah. I covered them so I didn't splat it.
All right, sorry, we got a little sidetracked with so many new friends that we have our biscotti that's been hanging out on the side. So we are going to take these. It's actually very appropriate with having all these new friends. You get to see me make a biscotti, which
Yeah.
I have not done on stream yet,
Uh-uh.
amazingly.
Shoot, do you want a different
Sure.
cutting board?
Here, I
So
can
it
just
taste
flip it.
like garlic.
Yeah. There. Good call. So, these have been baked once, and biscotti actually means twice baked. So, we've got a nice cook on it already. Like, you could eat these as they are, but it would not be a proper biscotti. Now, we cooked them through. This was a dough that we had made, like a batter almost. It has almonds, coconut, almond extract, and vanilla extract as the primary flavors going through it. You could also add a bunch of other things, but I wanted to keep this pretty plain and simple. Now what we're going to do is on a very slight bias, which is kind of on a diagonal, we're going to start cutting these with a serrated knife. So that's the type of knife, it's like a bread knife, so it has all these different little blades coming through it. So, yeah. That'll allow, because if you use just a straight chef's blade, you might press a little bit, and then you would,
Crumble.
yeah, it'll crumble, and you'll kind of squash the dough, which you don't necessarily want. Yeah, I am quite sky high anyway, but has nothing to do with my
Yeah.
twice baked. And it still will crumb a bit, and that's okay.
Yeah. They're still
Um,
gonna hold their shape.
Yeah, but you just kind of want to be somewhat gentle going through it.
We've been like waiting to make the biscotti until the right stream, so it
Yeah.
has all worked out
And-
cosmically.
For all those people who are new, if you do exclamation point menu, that will show you what we're making that day. So we always try and update that command with whatever is kind of on the docket for that day. It needs the that's the grate.
You gotta pull it around.
Yep, exactly. And then the great part too is these little end pieces we're not going to cook again, so they become snacks for now. Now what we're going to do with them as you can see, Mrs. Biscotti, we got a
Cooling rack.
cooling rack. Any kind of wire rack will work. And we're placing the biscotti once we cook them sideways on it. So we'll cook them again this way, and then we'll flip them midway through this cooking process. And that'll really get them to firm up and get that kind of crispy texture that biscotti is known well for.
That tastes good.
Yes, they do taste good already.
For those of us,
Oh, later, Nick.
we have almonds that we crushed only part way, and then some that we pulverized all the way. And you can see that in through here. Well, not where I'm holding it. You can see that in through here. The reason we did that is because it'll hold its texture that way. We've got some that are kind of nice and crunchy, and then others that are more smooth that'll help bind it. It's almost like concrete, or something that you're going to have like that multiple texture in order for everything to hold together. But it tastes much better than concrete.
I would hope so.
Oh, thank you. Well, I have to wear them all the time, so I tried to get something I would like.
So, we've got, actually worked out perfectly. So now, this is going to go back into the oven at 325 degrees.
We can snack on the little bits.
Yeah.
So they have to cook again for a little while on one side, and then we'll flip them, cook on the other. And be done.
Yeah, there'll be another half hour in there or so.
And our red sauce will get nice and
Saucy.
yeah. I don't know what the right word is, but
Kimbo, you want a tomato? Come here. Come here. Oh, she's like dead asleep. Alright. I personally do not like contacts. I've tried them a couple of times. I just don't like putting stuff in my eye, to be honest.
my eyes just get really dried out.
Same.
And now in school, I'm not allowed to wear contacts.
Oh, with your like science stuff.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
In labs, I just signed a waiver saying if my eyes were on fire, I wouldn't sue them.
That's comforting.
Yeah.
Sorry, if she wakes up, I'll bring her on in a few minutes. She's not really...
She's all snuggled up on her
Yeah,
bed.
she's very, very snuggly right now on one of her many beds in the house. We were actually talking about it last night. We discovered that, like, we felt bad because
5 or 6 beds.
she was sleeping in our bed with us, and it was,
Very uncomfortable.
yeah, like she was just in a bad position. You see, we're both very small people, and we have a king-size bed, and yet still she was taking up too much space.
She also was in like the middle of the bed.
Yeah, she was in the middle of the bed sideways. But,
So we kicked her off. We felt guilty.
but then realized, like, she has 5 beds in the house.
Including a queen-size human bed.
Yeah. No, we do not cook dog in this house.
No.
That is.
We actually, the only animal we cook is fish.
Yeah. Mrs. Biscotti is pescatarian, which means she doesn't eat any land animals. So we only make fish as like a meat. Essentially, we do a lot of tofu. We do
Beans.
beans and eggs and lots of other things for protein sources when we cook here. I have recently kind of given up just being pescatarian. I've added chicken back into my diet. It was just too hard. I travel a lot for my work, and I go to places that I don't necessarily trust the fish, and that are just known for having a lot of meat. So,
Yes, I eat seafood.
yes, seafood. Seafood is something we cook a lot on the stream. Actually, we make a lot of fish. Today we're not, but
Yes, essentially vegetarian, adding seafood. Like we eat very little dairy, some eggs, and then adding seafood on top of that. So,
so I'm just gonna chop up. This is some fresh oregano.
but we both did eat meat for a very long time, and with you having your professional chef training, like
Yeah, so I always talk about, I know a lot of you guys are new in here, so while that is the diet that we eat currently, I'm happy to help, like, show where meat can be added into other areas.
know what cuts of meat to
Yeah.
get, like
How to cook everything. My first job in a restaurant was first it started on the fryer, but then evolved into a grill cook, and so I was cooking every cut of meat and needed to know how it needed to be done to be, medium rare, well done, all those different things.
we both in our schooling had to learn essentially the different butchering, and you've a lot more than I, obviously, but like the benefits of the different cuts of meat, the price points, the why you would want one over the other for the different cooking techniques, flavor, and that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah. All right, so then we also have some black olive that we're going to use. I was lazy and just bought some that were already chopped up. And then some artichoke hearts.
Yes, vegetarians will eat eggs and dairy products, whereas vegans will eat only plant-based.
Yeah, like they won't. Most vegans won't even have honey because it's coming from a bee.
Mm-hmm.
Like even though the bee doesn't produce it.
They do produce.
I mean, they produce it, but it's not like
It's
milk.
not killing them.
Right.
But yeah, it's still essentially an animal-based or a living being-based
Yeah.
product. Yeah, there's different like levels of vegetarian and vegan.
Yeah, there's like, some go so far as to classify lacto as dairy, ovo as egg.
Yeah, there's different levels of like what you will omit.
Yeah, what they eat and what they don't.
Yeah, these are marinated artichoke hearts.
Yeah, just give those a quick pass through.
Yeah, he can't eat the casein in dairy.
Yeah.
So there's the lactose is the sugar and the casein is the protein. So there's different reasons of why people can't eat dairy, of what your body can't process. So that's one of the major reasons why we don't eat dairy is just he can't eat it, so I don't either. Yeah, artichoke is one of our favorites.
Yeah.
We make Brussels sprouts a lot, actually.
Yeah.
We roast them. We'll eat them raw, even if you basically cut them the same way, like that real thin, like we did with the basil. We put them in salads. Yeah, we eat them pretty frequently. Ooh, rosemary fingerling potatoes and Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
That does sound good. Yeah, I love Brussels sprouts. I like that they are no longer like a shit ingredient,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term. Yeah, it's nice that they are back on menus and Yeah, send that to me, Shelby. I'd like that. I'll make it on stream when I know that you're available to be in here. I like making people's recipes that they give me, you know, have them guide me through it and then show how I might change things a little bit.
They'll be in season soon too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good fall ingredient. Oh my god, it's so good.
But,
So, I think what we'll do is the sauce pretty much done. Have you tasted it? Okay, so I'm gonna taste the sauce to see how it's coming along. How it's coming along. So you can see it's kind of like a nice rustic, chunky sauce. Have you been salting it?
Yep.
Okay.
But only.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, bacon wrapped Brussels sprouts. Yeah, that. We're in America. We're in Colorado. So we get questions, obviously, a lot of times about smoking weed because we're in Colorado where it is legal. We're both well over the age of 21. So, thanks for that host, Mr. Senpai. I do appreciate that. Spaghetti tacos. That's kind of interesting.
Tacos.
I'd try it. Why not?
I don't even know what that means.
So yeah, I live in Colorado. Get lots of questions about smoking. So a side project that I do on that's not on the stream, but I've been considering finding ways to incorporate it, is I teach a class here called Cooking with Cannabis. And so we teach a way to infuse different things with marijuana, which here is legal. Yeah. So I almost all this is the mix that I play. Like I just use the same. I'm kind of lazy. My Spotify playlist is just the one that I use when I'm teaching that class. So you'll usually hear reggae in here. It is one of my favorite things to listen to. But yeah, it's become yeah.
There are good things about George.
Yeah, George is cool.
Atlanta,
Yeah.
Peaches.
I think the Falcons won today. I'm not sure. I don't know. Oh, your family's in Missouri? I go there for work quite a bit. We do a lot of work with advertising agencies in both Kansas City on the Missouri side, and then St. Louis as well. So yeah. Oh, not the part you live in? Well, I originally grew up in North Carolina, so then I moved to Los Angeles, went to college, went to culinary school, worked in the restaurant industry there, and then just about a year ago, we relocated out here. Hey, welcome, Matt. Sorry if you've been in here. I'm kind of lost chat. I'm so far behind and can't see it all.
Everywhere has something good, but just the ratio. That might be the issue.
Yeah. Might be a little bit more.
Yeah, it's been so long since I've had bacon. I do miss bacon. Yeah. Prosciutto.
I I love prosciutto. And like soppressata. All of those cured meats. Like,
Yes, R.I.P. bacon.
yeah.
But there are like, yes.
Sorry, we're kind of in a little bit of a lull right now. Everything's cooking.
Play a game or something.
Yeah. I usually have it timed out well where everything is kind of like I'm always doing something, but I've got
kind of a random night tonight.
yeah, just kind of how things are playing out. It's kind of just a slight. We've only got like about another minute and a half, and we're gonna start working on the dough and assembling the pizza, and then getting that in the oven.
That was like one of the first things I gave up was pork. And then was beef. Poultry's fairly new. It took me a long time to give up poultry. Yeah. Part of I used to work for a pet supply company. And you know that saying, like, you don't want to see how the sausage is made? I found, like, whatever the steps about the sausage before the sausage gets made. So, I saw a little too much. It was like an Upton Sinclair novel. There's too many things. So we're getting this biscotti out.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do now is we're cranking up the oven to 550 degrees. We eat hot dogs while watching hot dog documentaries. Dude, I had to learn, I mean, and this is back when I used... Yeah, so when they make hot dogs, if you don't know, there's a thing typically that they use called a buffalo chopper. And it's this big circular machine, and you put all the animal parts in it, and it's got a circular blade, so it's basically a donut of circular blades, and it just like mills it all together.
And then it just becomes slime.
Yeah, and then you pipe it into the pig intestine to finish it. Good times.
But I was saying, I saw like the steps before that.
Oh yeah, the killing and then the hanging and bad
So,
stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to see that shit. Like, I don't know. I justified it as like I love my dog, but yeah. It was too much. Yeah. Too much.
Yeah, no hot dogs were harmed in making this
The hot
film.
dogs are hard.
Exactly.
Once they get there, it's fine. It's like watching like a surgery. Once everything's open and shit, you're cool. But like knowing what it is, you gotta separate yourself.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I did culinary school, almost 15 years ago at this point. And I was very much a meat eater that whole time up until about 6 months ago. So, you know, I saw how things happened. I went to farms, I went to fish houses and saw the killing process, saw the butchering process. I actually used to really enjoy
Well, there's plenty of places who do it humanely and responsibly and like...
It's just too small of a
Exactly.
part of the
Like,
pork.
the true farming and like that is all... I get it. Like, I don't really have a problem with that. Like, I believe humans are really actually meant to eat meat, but...
How the hell did we even get on this subject?
I don't know. But
But I would like everyone to know, while we're talking about a lot right now, we try to not be preachy in any way.
Yeah.
I fully support whatever anyone does from a dietary standpoint. I'm happy to help you in any way of, showing you how to cook and butcher different things. But yeah, we just kind of stumbled upon this, and I don't want you to feel like this is a preachy stream about.
It absolutely is expensive to do it humanely. And that's part of why I chose to stop eating it. But that's, what we're saying. I'm not trying to criticize anybody's choices or be preachy about it. There are a lot of reasons of why it's an issue. Part of it is the cost. It's for everybody. The people making it, the people eating it. It's not easy.
So what I'm doing now is, first I put a little layer of flour. Cutting board is really not the best thing for this, but it's all I got, so this is what's happening. This is now cornmeal I'm adding to it, and this is going to kind of provide a little bit of a layer for us to slide the pizza into the oven on. We have a pizza stone in the oven. The key with your pizza stone is you definitely want to make sure it's hot, but it comes up to temperature with your oven. You don't want to heat up your oven first and then drop in your pizza stone.
It'll crack.
Exactly. Big swings of temperature can cause the pizza stone to crack. So even with your dough, now the pizza stone's getting hot as shit in the oven. We don't want the dough to be really cold. So I've had it out. It's at room temperature now. It's also good because you want that dough to, there's a process called proofing. It's where it expands in volume. You want that process to occur, and it needs to be at kind of a controlled temperature that is warmer than your refrigerator.
Well, now he's going to rub the dough. You're going to get even more excited.
Yeah. So we're just going to kind of press the dough out.
And you just want to, stretch it. You don't want to break it.
Yeah. And when the dough is in this form, you do not want to break the members in between the dough. It is starting to form gluten at this point already, and if you start to tear it, you're ripping apart the gluten that's being built, which is ultimately going to be the part that causes the dough to rise.
It's not going to go back together. If you break it, it's a new piece of dough.
Yes, correct.
Make a little pizza or a little roll, it's done.
Do we have the egg wash still?
Yeah.
If it's in the sink? Okay, good. I was going to say, just be very careful. So, and I'm not going for any kind of good shape. I'm going more so for getting it to the right thickness. You could spend your time
Randy is one of his favorite characters.
Oh my God,
Sidebar.
Randy is my hero. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of egg wash that we have. Just kind of go around the outside of it. The only reason I'm using this is we had it already from the biscotti. And this will just help to make the crust look nice. We'll get it a little bit more golden. And it gives me something to get. This is some chopped rosemary.
Randy in here?
Huh?
Randy?
Randy?
Nova Bubble Randy?
Oh! Yes, Randy.
Welcome. And it kind of looks like a bubble.
Randy Marsh is my hero.
Oh, I'm tired.
What?
Never mind.
Okay. So there. We've got kind of our nice crust with the rosemary on it now.
We cooled down some sauce.
And just for a few minutes in the refrigerator. And it's got that nice chunkiness to it from the carrots, the garlic. How's that look? Cool. Thanks. This is homemade. This is the sauce that we've been cooking on the other side of the kitchen for the last bit. So now we're going to start adding some toppings. We got some mushrooms. This is all stuff that I just chopped up earlier within the same stream. We got some bell pepper. Got some red onion, which I want to make sure I really break apart the onion so it doesn't clump up throughout the pizza.
Yeah, we'll probably add more mushrooms.
Yeah, mushroom is probably my favorite of these ingredients. Okay, and then I have. All right, later, Tim. I appreciate you hanging out, coming from Jaded Stream and having some fun in here.
We got some vegan cheese.
Yeah. You know, not the most ideal product to use on a pizza, but it is what it is. This is.
It makes him happy.
Yeah, I mean, it allows me to still have cheese on my pizza, even though I know it's not real. It's unfortunate. I would much rather use a real cheese, but we already kind of discussed this, so I won't go into more details.
Yes, please send us that recipe. That'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. Okay, and then just add a couple more things on top of this. We'll add some of the olives.
Yeah, when you double layer it, everything kind of gets nice and melty together. It's almost like the deep dish concept. But
Kind of, yeah. And I mean, the idea too is the ingredients I used on the first layer really absorb a lot of stuff. So it's like the onion, the pepper, the mushroom. The stuff on the top layer is a little bit more like already set in its foundation. The olives have been cured. These the artichoke hearts have been marinated, so they already have their flavors imparted on them. So
they're just gonna kind of crisp up on top.
yeah, exactly. They're not going to absorb as much as that bottom layer will. So we got to wait for another minute to get our pizza hot enough. But the other thing we're going to do is put a little bit of cornmeal on that pizza stone. So while this is going to hopefully slide in nice and easily, the pizza stone needs some so it doesn't stick to the stone. Get some of this extra off the cutting board. And at this point, we can go ahead and swing over to the other side of the kitchen, where you will not be blinded quite as much. No, yeah, much better lighting. You can actually see us now. And now, for whoever was asking before, these are my socks. Oh, dog's awake. Hey, quiet. Yeah, chill. I know. It's very hard being you. Oh, welcome back, Dr. Chris. So I'm gonna flip the biscotti while I'm here. And these will go back in the oven as well after the pizza is done for another 15 minutes or so, just to get that extra crisp to it. You got some meat for carne asada, a plum, and some orange juice. That's a nice combination of things. All right, good timing. There is our oven. Okay. Some cornmeal. That's this. Becca? Yeah, what'd you find? The other thing too with the pizza stone is you want to have it on the bottom rack. Hey, go away. Can you keep her away?
Kimbo, come here.
I just don't want her getting near it. Alright. Alright. Yes, now she's allowed over. Come here. Hey. You want tomato? There you go. Okay. Yes, dog is on stream now. Oh yeah, Polo, he was in here talking about that he was getting the demo already. Want another one? Tomatoes might be her favorite. Oh, that's okay, Dr. Chris. Thank you for coming by and spending some time with us. It's actually been quite a long stream for us. We're usually on a little bit of a shorter timeline. I don't think I'm gonna go to soccer tonight. Yeah, she's a very pretty dog, but much like most pretty women, she's also insane. Right?
I don't know. I don't take that.
No, she's a very beautiful dog, but she is quite a bit crazy. But yeah, come here. This one. That good? Ooh.
Sorry, we got a fire alarm going on. I don't know what's smoking. Oh, the pizza must be smoking.
Yeah, it's the cornmeal. I'm just gonna mute this for a second. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, with a pizza stone, when you put the cornmeal on it like that, it does tend to burn. Plus, I spilled a little bit of the cornmeal right on the oven. So, yeah, it's just a little bit of smoke, but like a good smoke detector, it let us know. Later, Dr. Chris. Thanks for hanging out. No, I don't want to turn the vent on because it'll be really loud. Like, I'll just let the house air out afterwards. I thought about that. I should have done it, but then it'd be loud and you wouldn't be able to hear me and it'd just be this loud noise going on. So.
Over on the side, we had some extra vegetables left over from the pizza. I've layered some bell peppers, red onions, mushrooms, and then some herbs and garlic in their like casings. So we'll take this over with the sauce in case they want to make like a vegetable pasta or something like that. They've got some extra vegetables as well to the fire department that we're going to go to. We've got the sauce here too that I'm also going to put in a mason jar.
The smoke seems to be done. I looked in there just to get a peek. We also had a... Oh, absolutely, Mr. Senpai. You can... Yeah, my content is for the masses to be enjoyed. So, yeah, thank you. I would appreciate that. Okay, bye. It was nice having you in the stream. Thank you for the follow and hanging out. And yes, we actually had a... Okay, sorry. Let me back up. So the pizza, I checked it because the dough was starting to get a little bubbly in some areas, so I just poked it with a knife to allow it to vent a little bit. And then I also wanted to see how smoky it was still. The smoke is dissipated now. The cornmeal is kind of burnt off on the areas that were not under the pizza, so there should be no more smoke at this point, which is a good thing. But getting back to the pickling question, we actually did a whole pickling stream. Did we do it on stream?
Yeah,
Yeah, we did it on stream.
some of it anyway.
Yeah.
The grapes we did.
Yeah. So we actually still even have, these are some homemade sour grapes. Here, let me there.
Spiced grapes.
Yeah, spiced grapes with like some anise and some Chinese allspice, some garlic, and then like a pickling liquid that we made with some sugar and vinegar and all that fun stuff. We also made some pickled zucchini. We did a carrot jam. We did all these different things. So yes, we always use mason jars when we do our pickling. And yeah. Yeah, I'll try and even make a little highlight of it so you can see where it is.
Should we get a spoon?
Why?
Because we're doing that.
Oh, that's fine. Where's good now? It's real good.
Do you need one of those jars? I'll fit it.
Might need two. Or do we have one of the bigger ones?
Well, we've got the next size up is one of the giant ones. Should I get two of those, like next size down of those?
Why don't you get one of those and let's see how much we have left over once we fill it up. I think that's the best. Yeah, the grapes are really good actually. I was a little skeptical, thank you. Skeptical is the right word for that. I was a little skeptical of how it was going to turn out, but they're really good. They've got just a ton of flavor to them. Everything else we already finished off. It's not necessarily something that's pickled, but one of the best things from that stream was, it's something we've made many times. It is a sun-dried tomato and onion jam. And it's so good. You put it on like some crostini, and it's one of my favorite things that we make.
Metal ones are down
So I'm just gonna start getting this together for our delivery.
And putting it in while it's warm will help the lid seal nice and tight.
Yeah, it creates some pressure with that hot air.
Yeah, sun-dried tomatoes, like, I used to not like, because they were like the thing in, I mean, again, we're old, but it was the thing in like the early 90s. But this, you cook it down with onions and herbs and chili flakes, and it's good. Yeah, the spiced grapes, there's like cinnamon and allspice, and anise, like star anise. So it has almost like a like mulled wine or cider flavor to it. There was actually some apple cider vinegar in it too. So it has that like spiciness to it in that spice realm, not like hot spicy, but like cider spicy. So it went well with the grapes. We used the sour green grapes. You could use red grapes too. I think it worked better with the green.
The red would leach out some of that color.
Yeah.
And
But just the flavor too, I think worked better.
oh yeah, no, I think flavor-wise, but I'm even saying like one of the
Yeah.
other main reasons. Hi, you're very pretty. Can you move? Thank you. Oh yeah.
So yeah, we got a full 24-ounce jar
Can
here
you-
of red sauce.
Do you know where the other?
It's not up in there.
No, we've used both of them. Thank you. I knew it was out somewhere. Oh, I put it on there to remind me that it was hot. So, here is our pizza.
And since we had it sitting at room temperature for a while, that yeast developed so it got nice and puffy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks good.
pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got our pizza.
You can see what was smoking.
Yeah, so that's the part that was smoking. It's just the extra cornmeal that was around the edge. But yeah, there's our pizza.
And that's just store-bought pizza dough. Like, I mean, it's fresh pizza dough, but store-bought fresh pizza dough.
And then there's our biscotti that we made. And then you saw the tomato sauce and all that fun stuff as well. So, yeah, that is, that's our stream for tonight. Oh yeah, here. So this is the rest of that sauce too. Yeah, so you can see it's just like a nice homemade red sauce, nice and chunky, some herbs in there as well. And yeah, so I hope everyone had fun. I hope you enjoyed our kind of like 9/11 tribute. Yeah. So yeah, and for those of you who didn't catch it earlier, we did this because we're gonna bring some of these extra ingredients that we have left over to a local fire department. So yeah, I wanted to do something nice for them to thank them for their service on 9/11 and whatnot. But thank you again, Jaded, for the host and bringing all these new people into the stream. That was really sweet of you. If anyone is new to the stream and they enjoyed this and would like to see more, please hit that follow button. We stream twice, maybe 3 times a week. Always on Fridays, we do something called Stir Friday. So have some fun and bring out a walk. And yeah, this week we just kind of got killed. I got screwed at work, and then she was studying and didn't feel well. So anyway, thank you all again. I really appreciate it, and see you soon.
Thank you, everybody.